stable condition.
A Milwaukee police officer is recovering after being shot several times yesterday. Brandon Baranowski was shot as he answered a call about domestic violence. He was shot while sitting alone in the front seat of his squad car. The Milwaukee Police Department is now putting 2 officers in every squad. The head of the police union wants the department to make that a permanent change.
And today's TMJ-4 reporter Jonah Kaplan found out 2 suburban departments are putting 2 officers in their squad cars as well. He joins us live now with that story. Jonah.
George and Carol, here in Milwaukee, 1,900 Milwaukee police officers and any number of them patrolling at any given time of day. In West Dallas and Greenfield now as well, officers will patrol in pairs, in the car, on foot, even on bikes. David Patrick joined the Greenfield Police Department nearly 30 years ago. Today, he's the assistant chief. And for the first time, his wife says she'd rather he worked in another job.
I think we're vulnerable all the time. I mean, we can be called to any location that anyone wants, and we show up. We show up no matter what the call is.
Early Sunday morning, MPD officer Brandon Baranowski was called to a home near 17th and Morgan for reports of domestic violence. The suspect wasn't there, so Baranowski returned to his squad car to file a report. The suspect then appeared and opened fire, hitting Baranowski in the arm and chest. The officer's vest saved his life, but Patrick says a second officer might have prevented the whole thing.
Well, the second officer could have been very easily looking over to where the guy ran out from. So the guy runs out, and now you got a second officer that sees it, starts reacting. It kind of changes the bad guy's whole plan of what he's going to do.
Investigators today identified the suspect as 20-year-old Tomas Angel Uriegas. Police say he killed himself after the shooting. Milwaukee, West Dallas, and Greenfield police departments have all committed to 2-person patrols for the near future, for the officers' safety and their families' emotional stability.
They're sending their loved ones to us every day and to the city, and they expect us to protect them.
We heard from the police chief just a short time ago saying that there's always been 2 officers that are sent on a patrol, especially to violent neighborhoods or when they're getting calls for domestic violence or for other violent crimes. But one thing to remember, if patrols are being sent out in pairs, well, that kind of cuts down in half the number of patrols that are being out there. Because sometimes for non-emergencies, there would be only 1 officer to those specific calls. So for non-emergencies, you might have to wait a little longer because now patrols are in 2s and they're taking up more time doing other things. We are live here in downtown. Jonah Kaplan, today's TMJ4.
This is a sad sign of the times. Jonah, thank you very much. Well, very pleasant out there today.
But later this week,